What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain, here with my guy, Parish. On the other side of the world wide web of the internet, my man, Parish. What's going on, my brother?
What do you do, man? Feeling good. We got somewhat sad news with this man. I'm pointing about what you call right here.
Yeah, I see your point, bro. I see your point.
I tried to make sure I point in the right direction.
Yeah. My guy, Derrick Rose, getting up out of here, man. The first time in a while that an NBA retirement that we really felt it, because TA wasn't playing for us when he retired. Zebo wasn't playing for us. Marcus Hall wasn't. Mike don't pay for us now. We haven't had a guy that retired that we really felt like it, especially a guy who played for the Tigers and played for the Grizzlies. So we're definitely going to talk about that. Let me set up the rest of the show as well. Good friend of both of ours, Ena Esco, is going to join us today. Ena Esco has a great event happening this weekend that both you and I are participating in. The PodBox Podcast Festival is going to be this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Me and you both are participating in that. It's going to be off the chain. I can't wait to be a part of it. Ena's going to come in and talk to us about that and more for the sit down with Sain. Also, like you said, big news today. Ja Morant dropped the shoe, man. The Ja 2s came out today, man. We're going to talk about that. The WNBA playoffs are rolling. Ed Scott is wrapping up a media availability today as we speak. We're going to talk about that later on in the show. But like you said, Parish, of course, the biggest news of the day since the last time we talked is that Derrick Rose officially retires. We were talking about this the other day. We had the Michael Cole on. The Michael was saying that there was a buyout. Then as soon as we wrap up the segment with the Michael Cole, the news drops from Tim McMahon saying that he won't get any of his salary. So I'm like, all right, I know the Michael ain't lying. I know the Michael ain't got bad sources. And this looks like retirement. I mean, we said that with the interview with the Michael. This looks like retirement. Yeah. But why is it coming to us in pieces? It's kind of like when you go to the Waffle House, Parish, Sharky. You order
they do bring the waffles out first.
The All-Star, right?
Yeah.
So you order the All-Star, right? And sometimes you order All-Star, Parish, you don't get your stuff all at one time. They might bring you
never.
Some bacon,
sometimes.
Some grits, then the waffle come out, and it's like, all right, man, now the waffle cold, and like they don't bring it to y'all at once at Waffle House, right? And with this Derrick Rose news, we got the news weird. Like it's kind of like when you order your entree, you order appetizer. We got the entree first. Like I don't even want the appetizer now, right? Like that's what happened with this whole Derrick Rose situation. Basically, he retired. He told the Grizzlies he's retiring, and the Grizzlies went through the paperwork or the logistics to make that happen, which is basically we waive you, and technically it's a $0 buyout or something like that. But it came out of order, and it's like, all right, so what are the Grizzlies doing? And like, because at first I'm like, okay, the Grizzlies bought him out, so that means he's gonna get all this. He's gonna get some of his money. And I don't understand why Derrick Rose would retire and leave money on the table. Then the news comes out today that Derrick Rose is officially retiring. I'm like, man, I know it's like you can't hold information. Like when these transactions go down, it hits the wire, and in this transaction porn era we live in, so people feel like they have to break that news when they see that come across the wire. But I don't know. It just came out weird, man. I would have rather just woken up today and saw Derrick Rose retired than the way that it went over the last couple of days.
Instead of the whole he got waived. He asked to be released. Then he dropped a video yesterday.
The Grizzlies have waived Derrick Rose, right?
Yeah.
So now you're gonna the content creators on YouTube are gonna be saying the Grizzlies forced Derrick Rose to retire.
Bad
guy. Like, oh, they waived him. No, that was part of his retirement process, but it just came out of order. But shout out to Derrick Rose, man. I'm just happy for him. I remember him coming in as a highly heralded player, coming out of high school, coming out of Chicago, coming to play for the University of Memphis. And I remember him not looking like a phenom, coming into college basketball. But as the season went on, Parish, Derrick Rose, it was looking like a man amongst boys out there. Go ahead.
And which is wild because they were undefeated most of the season. So it's like he wasn't like just looking like just all world level yet, but they were still undefeated. So it was like
right. And when he turned it up,
we just looked
unbeatable. Yeah, once he got going, they looked unbeatable. Of course, that crazy run to the NCAA tournament Final Four to the championship back in 2008. Derrick Rose brought something that college basketball and the NBA had really never seen at the time. Super athletic point guard. They had court vision, could get to the basket, just super quick twitch, man. Just freak athleticism at the point guard position, something we really hadn't seen in the NBA, especially in college basketball, because he looked like an alien got dropped on earth and just started playing basketball once he got going for the Tigers. And I just remember I remember watching Derrick Rose highlights like, oh my God, what am I watching? And there are certain things in basketball history where you just had to be there. Because you go back and watch Derrick Rose highlights now, or if you go back and watch like a Michael Jordan highlights, the stuff they're doing doesn't look that incredible as you watch it right now. Because you've seen Ja Morant, you know what I mean? You've seen guards since him that came in with this freakish level.
Jordan,
you've seen
doing the stuff,
But you had to be there for Derrick Rose, man, because he came in looking like he had broke the league with his athleticism. I was like, this dude is too athletic to be doing this. Like, he looked ridiculous doing what he was doing. And like I said, his career cut short due to injury with the Bulls. Kind of became a journeyman after that. And he ended his time here in Memphis, man. I remember the level of excitement I had for him coming back. And not for anything I really expected to see him do on the court. I just wanted to see Derrick Rose be a part of his organization and be able to help out guys like Ja Morant. And ever since he's been here with Ja, Derrick Rose said he didn't come here trying to force anything with him. It's just, it is what it is. And that's what things about him are. He's one of those guys who just dwells in the land of, he just understands. And he just, like I said, he spent a lot of time working on his spirituality, working on being a better man. And you could just see those type of things ooze from him. He said all the relationship and the conversations I had with Ja were organic. I didn't force anything on him. And now we're close. You know what I mean? His son plays for Ja's AAU team. He said they have a lot of conversations. And I think that the mission was accomplished as far as that part goes. That even if Derrick Rose doesn't have and I want him to have some type of front office job, but the next chapter for Derrick Rose seems like it will not have anything to do with basketball. And that's just kind of what it feels like.
Except to his son.
Right.
Outside of that, his career now.
Right. I don't think he's going to coach anywhere. I don't think he's going to be a part of anybody's front office. But I think he's here. He's going to be here in the city of Memphis. And I think that his relationship with Ja Morant will continue to, evolve over time. And what a guy to have in your hometown where you're playing basketball, like a guy like Derrick Rose, one of your childhood heroes for sure for Ja Morant, a guy you've been compared to so often. Like I said, it's a sad moment because he's one of our guys, and he's went through a lot of ups and downs with this city. With whether be a hero on this team. First of all, for being people being underwhelmed by him, like I said, then becoming a hero on this team, and then losing the NCAA championship game, the controversy that came with that, the sanctions that came with that. It is crazy how
not playing when Chicago come play the Grizzlies.
Exactly.
Played.
I hate to be petty, man, but I have this long running thing with University of Memphis fans where I just talk about how nutty they are. Right, there is a moment in time where University of Memphis boosters sued Derrick Rose for not taking the SAT back in 2007, 2008, whatever year that was. And that happened, bro. Like that literally happened. And all those things, and then it was the thing where people were saying, well, Derrick Rose, when he comes out in the starting lineup, he doesn't say he's from the University of Memphis.
Because he's from Chicago, bro.
And there were all these people didn't really deal with Derrick Rose. But I'll have to say, man, that I am excited. I was excited to have Derrick Rose back in this city, and I'm excited now that it feels like he's still going to have connections to this city. The video he put out Wednesday, was great. The way that he retired today.
Yeah. He put the way he
retired. The way that he retired today, with the buying an article, full page article for the major newspaper in every city he played for. He's just a great guy, man. And I think that, and he's gone through some other things off the court. He's been a part of some other things off the court that I think he's learned from. And for all the people who have the things to say about his accusations, I'm not going to get into too deep into those type of conversations. But if you watch the interview he had when he was in the barbershop, I can't remember who he did it with. If you listen to what he's saying, you'll understand exactly what happened in that situation and how that's something he's grown from as well. Like I said, man, Derrick Rose, definitely one of the most iconic, beloved players here in the city of Memphis. Just for that 1 year he played for the University of Memphis. He's just one of those guys, man, that was just one of those enigmas in the NBA. One of those guys that everybody loved. There are people to this day who still want Derrick Rose to come play for their team, right? Based off of, the run he had, 10, 15 years ago. But like I said, I'm excited for the next chapter of his life. I'm glad that we did get to see him here. I wish it would have been in a better situation. I talked for a long time how I just wanted to see one Derrick Rose to Ja Morant alley-oop, and we never got to see it.
Chance.
Never got to see it. It never will, you know what I mean? But Like I
That's
said,
all right.
what are your thoughts on Derrick Rose and his retirement today, bro?
Hey, I mean, kudos. I mean, it was a sad day. So I would say the other day when the Grizzlies when that whole news came out, the Grizzlies releasing him, and I saw everybody, a lot of people sad on Twitter. I wasn't sad at all. I guess I was like, maybe I got no heart, but I was like, I'm thinking more on Grizzly side. I'm like, him being released has nothing to do with us winning the championship. Like when it boiled down to it, right? So that didn't hit me, and I guess I figured he was going to retire. So I knew I would get sad once he retired. So
it's just so strange, bro. I wonder why they didn't just why the news came out backwards like that. But anyway, bro, go ahead.
Yeah, but like when I woke up this morning, when I saw the video last night, we're recording on Thursday. When he released the video on Wednesday night, that's when I first was like, oh man, that's when it hit me. Like, dang, he retired. Like, although I knew it was coming, it was still just like, that's when it hit. That was like, yeah, now I'm getting sad. And then I woke up.
He looked so much at peace in the video. Yeah,
he did though. Yeah,
he looked like, yeah, man, like I'm off this. Like I'm ready to move on. Yeah.
Right. And then I woke up and I was like, he retired. I was like, yeah. Then that's when it was like, dang. Then you just started dwelling on his career, which leads to what I did want to ask, and we both can answer this question is, if you can, it's a lot of moments to think of, but what is your favorite Derrick Rose moment or, moments in the sense throughout his career?
My favorite University of Memphis moment was watching him destroy all of the top point guards in college basketball and then run to the tournament. Because to this day, bro, DJ Augustine is trash.
DJ Augustine.
Nobody can tell me DJ Augustine is good. I saw Derrick Rose mutilate that dude in the tournament. And I'm always like, yes, that's who you are to me. You the dude that Derrick Rose mutilated. NBA wise, man, probably winning the MVP at the young age he did. Just the several highlights, man, and knowing there was a guy that used to be a Tiger. All those type of things kind of stand out to me. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I speak those same sentiments, especially like the NCAA tournament run in Memphis. That's definitely did. Actually, NBA, if a lot of people don't know, I was a Bulls fan. I grew up a Bulls fan. I was a Bulls fan throughout my whole life. And when Memphis came, I kind of was Bulls / Memphis, right? Support the home team, but the Bulls were my favorite team. So when they drafted Chicago, I was a Bulls fan. The Bulls were my number one team. I didn't lead them till Jimmy Butler got traded. That's when I was like, I can't deal with the shenanigans with the organization no more.
It seems like I remember you saying that before, bro.
Yeah, I think I believe I have said that. I became a Jimmy Butler fan. That's when I just left with him, and I became a full-time Grizzlies, and then just support Jimmy Butler, right? So, but Derrick Rose, I was a full Bulls fan, and of course, my favorite moment would be MVP. But I won't ever forget that moment when he tore his ACL. I was laying on my dorm. I was laying on the bed in my dorm room at the University of Memphis, and I just remember like we got this game. I'm about to halfway sleep. And I see this man tear his ACL. I hopped up out the bed. I said, "What the F are you doing, Tom Thibodeau?" I won't never forget. That's exactly what I did that day. So I would never forget that moment.
To the timeline, bro. I keep thinking in my head that happened against LeBron, like that happened against Miami.
But that happened first round, game 1. Yep, that was the year after the MVP.
It wasn't the year he won MVP. It was the year after.
The year after, yep.
Okay.
The year he won MVP, they played. That was Paul George's first playoffs or second. He played against Indiana that year. He lost to LeBron in the Big Three in the Eastern Conference Finals that year.
I remember that.
Yeah,
see, I thought it was my timeline is off. My timeline is off for sure. But yeah, man, like I said, salute to Derrick Rose, man. Hope you stay a citizen of the great state of Memphis, bro, for as long as you want to, bro.
It sounds like he is, but we'll see.
Yeah. Now that video wasn't in Memphis. That video was shot.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, where he got the news that he got traded from Chicago. I think it's that same house. But yeah, man, like I said, kudos to Derrick Rose, man. We wish we could have saw you, at the parade on Bill this year. But
he still might be there. Just he might pull it up.
Exactly. Well, man, we're gonna take a break, man. When we come back, got more on the Anthony Sain show. My good friend, your good friend, Ena Esco is gonna join us for the sit down with Sain. It's gonna be some good stuff for sure. Like I said, she's got the PodBox Podcast Festival going on this weekend, Friday and Saturday. She's gonna get more information about that when we come back. Like I said, Ena Esco gonna be in the building for the Anthony Sain show. See you guys in a minute.
Last week we talked about the Memphis Pac-12 idea, and we knew that Memphis was going to come up with a decision. We talked about it last week almost in the light of it being a no-brainer as long as the finances can make sense.
Yes.
Well, seemingly the finances didn't make sense, and Memphis did not end up in the Pac-12. They recommitted to the American Athletic Conference alongside all the conference mates that the Pac-12 was trying to poach. This came down to a $25 million plus exit fee that the Pac-12 was not willing to give you much on.
Kind of in the same vein as the Navy game. Like it's very disappointing in a sense. I mean, obviously you don't want to force an issue like this and end up in a bad position. So I think if all those numbers are correct, I believe they did make the correct decision, because that's just not something financially that the university can take on.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
The NBA also announced an important rule change on instant replay. That if a coach challenges an out-of-bounds call, the officials now on the out-of-bounds call can look to see if a foul caused the out-of-bounds call.
That's a good one.
And they can cause the foul instead of out of bounds.
So it puts a little bit more on when those dudes are, as soon as it goes out and everybody in the back is reviewing and seeing if they're looking at the coach to see.
Right.
It's one more thing for you to have to look at when you're saying, yeah, it's offense, but hey, did he foul him in order that made it go out of bounds?
Yeah.
But I always say, if you're gonna go review it, you might as well. There's the foul. You might as well call it.
Yeah.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. A very special guest today. This is our first time on the show. If you're paying attention to anything going on in social media, you'll probably see this young lady's face everywhere. She has really been laying her fingerprint in the Memphis media market here as of late. Not just as of late, for years, many years. I don't want to make it seem like she's old or nothing, but she's been doing this for a minute. She's been around this Memphis market for a long time. She's one of those people that the first time we met, we instantly became very good friends, because I think she feels charitable for people who have mental issues like myself. This is my good friend, Ena Esco is in the building. Ena Esco.
What's up? Thank you so much for having me, Anthony. You know, we've been talking about this for a minute, so we are here, and I want to thank you for having me on your platform. I appreciate it.
You have very nice lighting in your office as well.
I have a, what do you call it? The little thingy right behind my
ring
computer.
light. Mm-hmm.
The ring lights. Yeah,
I can see it in the reflection behind you. But yeah, good to have you on. We've been planning this for a while. You have a very special event happening this weekend. I told you I wanted to get you on the week of that event. It's coming up this weekend. Tell us about it, Miss Ena Esco.
Yes, and this is an event that you are a part of, which I'm so happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
It is the PodBox Memphis Podcast Festival. This is our second annual event. This year, we are focusing on 3 of the top genres in podcasting, which are sports, society and culture, and politics. And it is a free event. So it's a 2-day event. So Friday, we're going to have a media mixer at Beale Street Landing from 6 to 9. So when I say media mixer, my goal with this event is to merge new media, which consists of us content creators, us podcasters, social media influencers, with traditional media, which is your radio, TV, print. And I come from both worlds. So usually I think a lot of times those two mediums kind of operate in their own silos. And I just wanted to get them together because there's so much that we can learn from both traditional and new media, right? So we are actually going to have speakers that evening for a fireside chat. I'm going to have several of your Memphis social media influencers talk briefly about how they've been able to leverage their platforms using both traditional and new media. We're going to have a fireside chat with Mayor Paul Young, with Big Sue from iHeartRadio, with Brink Wilson from the Brink TV show, which, you know, he's new media all day. Also, Janine Gordon, she is actually from TV, radio. I've worked with her at iHeart Clear Channel, and now she is the Shelby County clerk. So, but coming from that particular platform for Janine, she really wants to talk about how we all can inspire the next generation, right? A lot of media in Memphis tend to stick and stay in certain roles, but we need to prepare the next level, right? And that involves our youth and providing them pathways for success, teaching them, how to be responsible with their content and how to even move in this media space here in Memphis. We also have the general manager of ABC 24 News, and he's also with CW30, Christopher Franklin. He's going to be here. I'm working on a special project with him as we speak. But these 5 people are going to have a fireside chat led by myself as the moderator to talk about how new and traditional media platforms can work together and elevate the storytelling of Memphis. So that's Friday night from 6 to 9 p.m. And this event, let me say this, if I haven't said this already, it is all funded and presented by the Memphis Library Foundation. They have really poured into my vision for this podcast residency I have here at Casa Library, and I appreciate them so much. For Saturday, let's get into Saturday. It will be here at Casa Library, 33 South Front Street. And once again, we're focusing on sports, society and culture, and politics in the beginning of the day, right? So it's going to kick off actually with 2 young ladies that started a podcast in the residency talking about starting a podcast in 30 days. Their names are Tiffany and Ashling. Then we're going to transition into your segment, Anthony Sain, the sports industry in podcasting, right? So not only are you on the panel, we have Jessica Benson from Grind City. We have Shy Brown, who's a beat writer for the Memphis Flyer, Parish Sharkey, LBR Media, and your panel will be moderated by the Podfather himself, award-winning podcaster Dominic Lawson. I think you guys are going to have a very special panel because I love like all the personalities involved.
And Parish is one of the producers of this show, so he's producing this particular episode. So
is he? I love Parish, and we've been working together, since I've been podcasting for 6 going on 7 years. So when I started podcasting, I'm like, I know there are other people in Memphis that podcast as well. So let me try to start building community. So we started, that's how PodBox, the term started, because we actually meet quarterly. And so now we're doing these festivals. So it has really, grown over the years. So I mentioned the sports panel. We're going to have a fireside chat as well for society and culture with some of your Memphis favorites. And that consists of Milton Memphis with the Downtown Memphis Commission, former Memphis Tourism, Nikki Barnes. She's a nightlife promoter. We have Camille Fryer with Indie Memphis. And, Camille knows all about the components of storytelling. And the maker of culture, John Best, he is going to be on the panel. And this discussion will be led by a young lady that I've worked with over the years. She currently works for BET. Her name is LaJanae. And she also has a platform where she talks about society and cultural trending news, which is called Exclusive Deets. So after that, we also have a political panel led by Theron Bond, who's a political commentator out of Memphis. Antonio Parkinson, Tennessee State Rep. Tammy Sawyer, your new General Sessions Court Clerk. And Ariel Gibson, she works for Shelby County government. And I thought, politics was so instrumental for this year because it is an election year and there's so much misinformation out there. So how do we utilize our podcast platforms into getting truth out there and being responsible once again as media professionals, right? And we also have a podcast pitch competition. We had this last year, and I would say this is kind of like one of the most exciting pieces of the festival because you actually have people pitching their podcast concept to judges, and it's going to be in front of the entire audience. And we're going to have a big audience this year because of our keynote speaker, which I have not said yet. But the winner They're going to get podcast coaching by myself here at the residency. And they are also going to get 1 month of free radio airtime with our new partner this year, WYXR. So we're looking forward to that. Our judges for the competition will be L. Perry with the Daily Memphian, Marcus Cook with Unapologetically Memphis, DJ Zeta, and Mike Evans with iHeart. And it's going to be hosted by last year's winner. Her name is Shamika Baxter with the Dear Shamika podcast. You know Shamika? Yes. So that's going to be very exciting. And last but not least, we're going to end it with our keynote speaker this year, who is an artistic intellectual. You've probably seen her on HBO's Insecure with Issa Rae. She's now a comedian. She is a podcaster, the host of Small Doses Podcast. We have the incomparable Amanda Seals as our keynote speaker. Okay. And we're very excited to have her here this year.
Yeah. So as far as people who want to attend the event, is this like anybody can just walk in? Do they need to sign up? Do I have to have a podcast already to come to this?
No, you do not. We encourage all aspiring podcasters, content creators, anyone that's interested in podcasting. We would encourage you to RSVP for the event, though. So I can get you that link and you can post it, hopefully. So we can kind of get a good head count, because, you know, with our keynote speaker this year, we're definitely trying to determine how many people we're going to have up in here at CASID.
Right. So, so is there no fee, or is there like
no fee? It is absolutely free. And that's the amazing thing, once again, about, you know, being under the Memphis Library Foundation. You know, everything we do for the public is free, but it's not free to do, right? So the Library Foundation, they
free for you, but it ain't free to do.
Free, but hello, look, shout outs to Christine Weinrich. She's the executive director of the Library Foundation. We were actually on a radio interview yesterday. She said that Derrick, Anthony, free to you, but not free to do. So
she said that. I saw y'all on there. I didn't watch the interview.
I think we should. Look, at this point, I think we should get t-shirts that say that, right? But we do have sponsors as well outside of the Library Foundation. I want to shout out our sponsors this year, and a lot of them are sponsors that we had last year, including my alma mater, LeMoyne College, also River City Capital with Ron Brooks, the National Civil Rights Museum, they are a sponsor, the Black Chamber with Ernest Strickland, the Podcast Lab with Tina Tilton and Christy Taylor, the Lander Center, and who else we have? Memphis River Parks. So, you know, we are definitely grateful for our sponsors this year. And of course, the Memphis Library Foundation. Free event. Like, we're going to have food. We're actually, during lunchtime, we're going to have some entertainment from some local Memphis artists. We will have a few spirits as well, if you would like to oblige with a little mimosa during the afternoon. It's going to be lit over here at CASID.
You said something that stood out a second ago. I didn't want to stop you because you were dropping a lot of good stuff, but you talked about the residency you have at the CASID Library. I've been up there, and for those of you who have never seen it, Ena's got some incredible stuff going on at the library. I'm not gonna get into detail about because you might have told me I got access to some stuff everybody else ain't got. But so I'm gonna let you tell what access that the general public has, because I think that the access I have is the same access everybody else would have. So tell the people, because where you was telling me, I was like, there's no way this type of stuff is available just to anybody. So I'm gonna hand it off to you to tell the people what's exactly
and that's the amazing look, Anthony. That's the amazing thing about it. This is totally open to the public, and I just think, you know, we have to reframe how we think of libraries. Like, this is not your library that you went to when you grew up with. You know, there are resources here. So for my residency in particular with podcasting, we have a podcast studio, which I'm in right now, and we have the Rodecaster equipment, which includes a board, 4 microphones, 4 headphones. I teach editing. I teach people how to, you know, frame their podcast idea, how to format it, social media strategy, monetization, all the things, right? We have workshops throughout the year, and we have quarterly PodBox events where once again, our podcasters can continue to network and collaborate, because I really feel like it's all about collaboration with podcasters that are trying to get their podcast off the ground. Because, sometimes when we do it alone, it feels daunting and like you need some support. So, we have a one-stop shop, and we're building community over here with this podcast residency. And even outside of this particular studio I'm in, we also have a content room, because, YouTube is the largest platform for podcasts at this moment, and for all content creators. So if you have a podcast, you need to start getting your visuals together. So we have a whole nother side. I don't think you've seen that side, Anthony. Did I show you?
What's the name is, right? It's where your last PodBox thing is, right?
No, you didn't see the opposite side from where my studio is. It's an actual room that's much bigger than the studio. And we have all the lighting. We have another roadcaster in there, all the microphones. And what you can do with this space at CASA, you really can curate your own space, because we have the equipment to move around here in the library. And, with the roadcaster equipment, we have the condensed microphones, which really, whatever space you want to live in for your podcast, the sound is going to be of quality. But, I know a lot of people are trying to get that podcast look.
Right.
And people are being very creative with that, I will say. So, yes, it's totally free to the public. I would suggest that you all out there follow me on social media at Ena Esco, ENAESCO. I see my name down there on the screen, but follow me on all platforms. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, like wherever you live, just search Ena Esco and add me, and I put all the information out there.
So basically, I want to make sure this not going over anybody's head. I want to make sure I'm giving a clear regurgitation of what I thought I heard. It sounds like what you're saying is if you're someone who's interested in doing a podcast, that you guys have free setups for audio and video podcasting, where you can just come in, schedule time, and just do your thing. You're not paying nobody nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you better have a lot of people mad and happy at the same time, because it's
been doing it.
That is crazy. That is crazy. So I hope you guys who are watching are taking advantage of that, because there's something. So I'm about to call you as soon as we hit pause on this recording, because I got something I need to make happen with you for sure. Because I wasn't sure if you had those type of capabilities, but I need to get with you about something.
But you know what, Anthony, that just lets you know there's a need for this, right? This is a need of people in the Memphis community. Like, no longer are we doing those. I mean, we have different wants and needs now. We don't have to do traditional jobs anymore. We can be creative and really curate our own legacy with podcasting. Like, I would have never thought that I would be in this position with podcasting. Like, I probably felt like I would end it with radio, right? But so many doors have opened with this particular residency, and I'm just very grateful.
That's remarkable. You're doing an amazing job for sure. Like, that's something. That's something that this market definitely needs. Because I have people who reach out to me because they look at me as some type of example of something. I don't really know why I don't really think I am. You know what I mean? But people ask me, like, people
look up to you. When I say your name, Anthony, your name rings bells here in the city of Memphis.
Shout out. That's why I do it for the people. I definitely don't do it for the money. But this young man was talking to me about how he wanted to get into radio and he wanted to do this. And I said, you do realize that I was not successful at radio. I mean, I was good, put on a good show, but I'm no longer employed by a radio station. You realize that, right? He said, yeah. I said, so first of all, I do appreciate you asking me. I said, but only thing I would advise for you is to get you some equipment and start you a podcast and see, do you actually have an audience? You know what I mean? Not to discourage him, but a lot of people, like, they may want to get into radio, they may want to get into some type of broadcasting or TV or something. And I say, man, start a podcast so you can see if there's a community for you, see if you can generate an audience, and just see if you really like how you sound and how you look. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gave him some great advice.
Right. There's so many people who want to get into this that have never hit record on anything, don't know how they sound recorded, don't know how they look recorded. And it's like, but even now with what you're saying, it makes it a lot easier when people can just do these things, like you said, for free.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm glad to be a part of it. With the panel for the sports panels off the chain. All
Yes,
the panels are cool, but I'm definitely gonna big up the one I'm a part of. I'm really glad to be a part of this, and I've been giving you a hard time for probably a year or two about now last year my beef was that I was not invited to this, so I didn't want to have nothing to do with Ena Esco.
Y'all see, he want a personal invitation. I didn't gave you a personal invite, and I hope you
No,
have.
you know what? I
Okay.
got a personal invite from Parish the morning of, like, come to
And
this.
why
I'm like,
didn't
no,
you come?
because I was busy. Weekends, I had my son every weekend. Y'all know that. That's what it's mostly why I won't be available for Friday's event. It does sound amazing, but I will be there Saturday.
Okay.
I'll be there
Cool.
Saturday. You said my panel starts at 11:30, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna show up dramatically about 11:45. You know.
No, you not. You better not. Me and you gonna be fighting if you show up at 11:45. I need your butt here at 10:15.
All right, Ena, real fast. Tell us about your journey, how you got to Memphis, what makes you have the heart to do what you do for this city, and just give us some of that type of stuff, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. Memphis, Tennessee has been good to me. I am actually a transplant to Memphis. I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas. If you don't know what Beaumont, Texas is, it is Southeast Texas, very close to Houston, Port Arthur. We're in the Golden Triangle. But I eventually moved here with my dad. My dad is retired Army now, but when he was active, we moved to Millington. I graduated from Millington High School. I went to Lemoyne College as a business major, but got into media my senior year. I started working at Flynn Broadcasting with Hot 107 senior year of college. Yes, that's where it began. And we talking about early 2000s, like 99, 2000. And I've been in radio ever since. So I actually worked in corporate America most of my career, but I've always worked in radio as well. A lot of people don't know that about me. They just relate Ena Esco to radio. I've been in radio for about 25 years here in the city. When I left Flynn Broadcasting, I went to Clear Channel. Clear Channel became iHeartMedia. I actually left iHeartMedia a couple of times to go to 103.5. There was a station that flipped on over there, Power 99. I moved around a lot, and then I came back to iHeart, and it's kind of been touch and go with radio. You know, I heard you say, you know, about the advice you gave the young man that really wanted to get into radio. Radio is a different beast now.
It is.
The landscape has totally changed. So, like, you know, if I talk to someone that's interested in radio, I would encourage them to podcast because now
I might be a man scorned, but I like dude. I'm like, dude, go do something else. Like, there's like,
but you know, there's no reason to be scorned. I mean, you got great experience in radio, right? But it's not the same. AI is huge now. They're using these tools to replace human beings. I mean, if you guys are not into AI and its capability, I recommend you get into that because you're going to hear a lot of
stuff is about to get replaced.
Radio, TV, all media platforms, right? But nothing can replace an authentic personality. I'm telling you that now. Start your podcast today. I actually did a short stint on the morning show with Mike Evans at iHeartRadio. And I'm not currently there. However, I still have my podcast, Verbally Effective Podcast, which I need you guys to subscribe and follow to. Verbally Effective with Ena Esco. This particular podcast has been around for over 6 years here in the city of Memphis and beyond. And I've interviewed some of your favorites, including Anthony Sain, on the podcast. And I'm almost at episode 300. What episode we on now on your show?
I just made 125. I think this is like 129, maybe something like that.
Yes. And how often do you distribute your podcast? Weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Okay. Yes. So I'm almost at 300.
I'm gonna be on 300, right?
Yeah.
So don't say that. Then I look up and it's like Dominic Lawson or somebody.
I want you guys to hit that follow button on my Ena Esco channel as well. But you can hear Verbally Effective live every Tuesday on WYXR from noon to 1 p.m. So,
Get me on over there.
Okay. I mean, you know JB, right?
Yeah, it's my guy. You got to come out to a 901 wrestling show too.
I
Put me in
am.
freedom.
Look, wait a minute. Speaking of wrestling, why there was when I put it on Netflix last night, I was extremely tired because I've been ripping and running promoting the festival. There was the first thing that popped up was Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon. It's a documentary on him. Do you know a lot about him?
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
But that's what they were
Big
saying.
freak.
Like I fell asleep on it, but in the beginning of it, I'm definitely going to finish it. It was talking about how most people know the personality, but not the real man and all the controversy surrounding him.
Right.
But yeah, I can't wait to get home this evening to finish it.
Yeah, damn
But
near
yeah,
Diddy
I like
level
wrestling.
Yeah, damn near Diddy level dastardly nastiness from
He
Vince.
Diddy level. Diddy level.
Nasty.
I would have never known that.
Yeah, created a lot of hostile work environments for the lady employees that were there.
Ain't that something?
And male as well. So
And
it was going down. Like he was there was some situations where, not particularly with him, but he kind of enabled those situations to happen.
wow. Isn't that something how all of these things are being exposed now?
Yeah.
And a lot of podcasts talk about it.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing too. And I was talking to this person about podcasting. It's like, bro, if you work for a company, you're at the mercy of that company. And not even the mercy of that company. You're at the mercy of the sponsors of that company. You know what I mean? So you have to do what the people who are putting the money into that are doing. But if you're doing something that's a podcast, you can literally talk about what you want to talk about. And if you're doing it where money is involved, the people who are paying you more than likely are paying you because of you, like because of your personality. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they understand, okay, well, Sain may say this or Ena may say this. So it's already understood when y'all have that sponsorship agreement, like why, what to expect with it. So like I said, I appreciate what you're doing. I think this festival that you're having this weekend is going to be incredible. I'm glad I'm a part of it. But yeah, check it out. Ena Esco. Check out all her stuff. She got so much going on. I got it written down and still can't remember. The PodBox Festival this weekend.
Yes, thank you so much.
2-day event. It's gonna be
it's free. Free to the public. Come through Beale Street Landing for the Media Mixer Friday night 6 to 9 and come through Saturday 9 to 5 at Cosset Library downtown.
Yeah, Verbally Effective Podcast. Check it out.
Verbally Effective. Subscribe.
Also, her residency at the Cosset Library. If you're trying to get into the podcasting business, or you already in it, and you're trying to cut some costs, you paying for StreamYard, you paying for this and that. Just go up there, use a stuff, because I showed just cancel my StreamYard. I'll be up there using
cancel your StreamYard. Look,
I'll be up there using one that's sponsored by the Shelby County libraries, whatever they call it. But yeah, also check her out on WYXR Radio. Correct. She got a thing going over there.
Tuesdays, 12 to 1.
You're somebody I'm glad to call my friend. I give you a hard time, but if you need a pint of blood, I got you. Whatever you need, it's taken care of. And I will see you Saturday. Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Yes, ma'am. We're about to take a break. When we come back, it's gonna be more the Anthony Sain Show. We see you guys in a minute.
Tier 6, middle of the road. Number 18, Jason Kidd of the Mavericks. 17, Taylor Jenkins of the Grizzlies. 16, Quinn Snyder of the Hawks. And 15, Michael Malone of the Nuggets.
How was Quinn Snyder in with those other three people?
I don't know. That's a good question.
How did that come about? You're talking about three coaches whose teams were number one in their conference at some point in time, whose teams went deep into the playoffs, and then you have the Hawks.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Ja Morant and Zach Edey were videoed in the lab working on pick and rolls, and it got everybody hot and bothered.
Oh man, working on pick and rolls, post entry pass, lobs, like follows where Ja was crashing, Edey was coming in behind him, cleaning up. Like it made me fired up. He just looks so fluid and so smooth next to Ja that they look like a match made in heaven for their skill sets.
It's just nice to see it because it's all theoretical. Everybody's got a hot take when the Grizzlies used the number 9 pick to draft Zach Edey, a 7'5" big man out of Purdue. This should work. This may do this. This may do that. We've just talked ourselves to death about Zach Edey and John Morant. So it was nice, even for a 30-second clip, just to see that they were actually working on it.
Tune in to the $2 Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Great interview with my friend, your friend, Parish, Ena Esco of the Verbally Effective Podcast. Like I said, go check out the podcast festival, man. The PodBox this weekend, Friday, Saturday. The information y'all heard in the segment before, it's gonna be great, man. I'm looking forward to it. I've never met my guy Dominique Lawson in person, man.
That's my guy.
I gotta make him hop into the podcast voice, man. That man podcast voice. Ain't no diddy. That man podcast was sexy as hell, bro. Oily. It ain't baby oily, but it's oily, bro. I gotta make the brother do the voice in person.
Right, man. Hey.
Cause he was in the Zoom call the other day. The voice with the saying, "Come on now, bro. I gotta hear what you do."
Yeah, man. That's my people, man. I honestly, I wouldn't be podcasting one for them too. Honestly, especially Dominic. I actually started LBR. I stopped LBR, and it's because of him that I like rebooted it back the next year. So
Ena's a great motivator. Ena makes you want to keep doing it, like for real. And like I said, and the thing she's got the residency she's got with the Casa Library now, where anybody can come and just use professional level podcasting equipment, audio and video. If y'all ain't jumping on it, I don't know what to tell you. So like I said, shout out to my homie, my friend Ena Esco, man, of Verbally Effective Podcast, the PodBox Podcast Festival this weekend. Go check that out. But it's time for the 3-pointer, Parish Sharkey, where we talk about 3 things going on in the world of sports. Shout out to my guy, my nigga Ed Scott on y'all ass. Like I told y'all, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've never in my life cared this much about an athletic director for the University of Memphis the way I flew with this dude right here, man. Hey, I don't know if you're a Batman fan, bro.
Yeah, that's my favorite. If a DC Comics, my favorite.
Hey, this man giving me Harvey Dent vibes, bro. This man here, right? I ain't talking on the Two-Face. I'm talking about before he turned into Two-Face, man. This dude looking like the savior of the people, bro. For real. Ed Scott on y'all ass, bro. Sounding like a little bit like me, bro. Say, give us some of those quotes, Parish. Give me that quote he said to y'all ass about you whoop ticket buying ass, talking ass fans out there talking about people aren't gonna come next year. Yeah, ass ain't coming this year, man. Shut up, man. You ain't gonna do nothing, man.
Okay, man. Here go one thing.
If we was in the Pac-12, you still wouldn't be halfway coming to the game. Germantown. Come on, bro. What he was saying in that quote, man? Give me some of the quote.
I got one. Hold on.
Man.
I got one. He said a lot of you, and candidly, some of you in the media want us to be great. And sometimes you have to be great to go.
Say it one more time, bro. Slow it down a little bit. You lost me.
That man said, hold on. Well, let me go to this other one. He said, man, we didn't say no to Memphis' future. We said no to a deal that we thought was bad.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Pac-12.
Like Washington training there.
Oh, he got the real one. He got the real one.
Huh?
If you really cared about Memphis, you be buying tickets now.
Be buying tickets. You're talking ass. We ain't gonna care about all. We buying them now, regardless of what conference we in, man. Talking ass.
That's what I'm talking about. He has some quotes in this joint. Let me go find some more.
He said, "We ain't say no to the Pac-12, man. We said no to a bad deal, man. You think I am a sucker? What if he said y'all think I'm a plug? What if he said that?"
Oh, here go the other one. I have to repeat again. He said a lot of you, and candidly, some of you in the media want us to go be great, and sometimes you have to be great to go.
I don't even know what that means, bro. That shit cold, bro.
That means Memphis ain't been great in the AAC, so you have to be great to give out this joint. Because they haven't been great in the AAC.
I don't run this little conference we in. All right, what else he said?
Some more stuff. Those are the real ones. He said something about the travel. Travel wise, it would be about 20,000 miles that their teams would have to travel. He just think it was the right thing to do based on the finances that they got.
It don't make no. The more I think about this Pac-12 thing, it's not making any sense at all, bro. Them folks sent out an invite to Texas State. They ain't even know there's a school that exists. Are they on college football 25? No.
And we saw the other one. You said when referring to if they would have left, if they still would have left, although Tulane, South Florida, and UTSA decided to stay, he said if the deal was good enough, we would have
Made
left.
sense. Hey man, I got some audio, man. I can't play it though because it'd be real ghetto if I just put the phone to my microphone. But no, go check it out, man. Go follow Jason Munns, my boy Parf, man. See what they on. But yeah, Ed Scott told y'all basically relax, bro. I got this, man. I know what I'm doing. I ain't finna step into no bad move. And it would have been a bad move. And I think we're gonna see that real fast, bro. I think we're gonna see very soon in the next couple of years. It ain't gonna take a couple of years to realize this conference ain't hitting on shit. They're not gonna get a TV deal. They're not.
Right.
And like Jeff Calkins said today, Jeff Calkins said two things. He said, there's been realignment in college football for the last 20, 30 years. It's going to happen again. And you see that Memphis is a team that has value now, right? You know what I mean? Like people were mentioning, yeah, Memphis is a team that people want. And next time around, bro, it'll make more sense.
Yep.
This didn't make no sense. And something else Jeff Calkins said that had me laughing my ass off. He said it's kind of like, he said people are too caught up in the name Pac-12. Like, this ain't the Pac-12, bro. This ain't the Pac-12 that we know of. But this Pac-12 has Texas State as a member of it, right? Like one of the first 8 is going to be Texas State, right? But see, the thing is, man, like it's kind of like I used to work for Sports Illustrated when they revamped and reloaded a few years ago, right? Another company, I can't remember the name of the company. Maven was the name of the company. They bought into Sports Illustrated, and they had an idea to hire people under the name of Sports Illustrated and to be on Sports Illustrated's website, use their branding, socials, all that type of stuff to put out content. But they really move like your fly-by-night digital, not just digital, but just your blog sites. They move like a blog site, right? Where they give you like a percentage cut of ad revenue and all these type of things. But they paid us too. And the money they paid us for what we were doing was decent. Like it was a full-time job to me, right? It was that type of money. Especially for 5 years ago, back when you can get a McDouble for $1. When you can eat Taco Bell for $6. Like it was, back in those days. Bro, you see how much fast food has gone up in the last few years? That is nuts, bro. It's embarrassing.
It's crazy,
it's scary, honestly. Man, I went to breakfast today, and my soda was like $4 and something. I'm like, bro, this is crazy, bro. Like anyway.
Their prices are turned to concession stand prices at the games.
Yes, man. Food is extremely high. No, but so anyway, I was covering the Grizzlies for this SI thing that they were doing, right? But it wasn't Sports Illustrated, bro. It was not Sports Illustrated. And you would find that out very soon. That it wasn't Sports Illustrated. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with this. I think if Memphis had jumped on this, they've been jumping on a name and jumping on something that's a household name for sure. But it's not, bro. It's not the Pac-12. It is not like when the Big 10 became something else, or the Big 12 became something else, or the SEC became something else. Those conferences aren't the same either, but they're better. They're bigger. This is not the same. It's not. It's not. And I've seen people arguing about which one is better, body odor or bad breath when it comes down to the two conferences, and both of them are going to be ass. Neither one of them are going to have a TV deal. Neither one of them are going to be a Power 5. Will the games be marginally better? Sure, but like Ed Scott said, y'all ain't. I'm not convinced that y'all are going to come to a game. I'm not convinced y'all are going to go pile in to see Washington State.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm not convinced, man. You know what I mean?
That's
so,
true.
and my thing is, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's continue to be a team that can recruit better than the than we're in.
I would say that's like continue what we. I ain't gonna say let's continue what we're doing because we lost the Navy.
Lost one game this year.
Let's do better.
We still got a chance to go.
We still got a chance.
Yeah, we still got a chance to compete in the college football tournament. Playoffs.
Well, I mean is hopefully this season does turn out that way because what I'm saying in the past is we haven't done it. Yeah, we've been blowing it. So let's start.
What I'm saying is you're in a situation now where you're recruiting better than your conference right now.
We are doing it. Yeah.
People look. You got a chance to play in the college football playoffs every year. We got FedEx money. You can recruit better than your conference. You can do that. You can dominate this conference, and you can wait while the next expansion comes, or you can go to you can pay $25 million a year. I mean, $25 million to go to another ass conference, right? So I get it. I get what Ed Scott's doing. I trust it. I'm down with it. Y'all'll be all right. Yeah, but Team Ed Scott over here. But yeah, number 2. The WNBA playoffs are going down. I tuned in the other night. and saw my girl. Y'all know I'm a fake Aces fan when it's convenient. So it's real convenient right now. Hey, that next round is gonna be crazy between the Liberty and the Aces.
That's the 4 best teams remaining now.
Yeah.
Everybody who advanced, like the 4 best teams all season.
Down. This is my first year paying attention to the WNBA playoffs, and with that, I be quiet about stuff that I don't understand. I don't have strong opinions about anything. I'm just watching the games. If all the people out there crying about the format actually makes a lot of sense because it's only 8 teams, right? It's like it's kind of pointless to. There's no advantage to being a higher seed if my game 2 is on the road against you and I can tie the series up. You should feel like a lower seed. If you're gonna win a series in the WNBA, you're gonna have to win a road game, like quickly, like or you're gone. And I liked it. I liked it. If it's a 2 out of 3 series, had the first 2 games at home for the team with the higher seed. You just gotta win one. You gotta win one.
Game 3, then game 3 at the other team house.
Yeah.
But nobody made game 3 this year. They said, "We taking care of business."
Game 3s, all sweeps, including Caitlin Clark, who's been humbled.
Yep.
Y'all understand how bad I've been wanting to use the term humbled on somebody because they're using.
You mean most of our fans?
Yeah, I'm glad the fans get to be humbled because they've made humble into a euphemism for real. But
yeah, she went down swinging though. I can't knock it.
She went down swinging for sure. She shot about 15 threes last night, made about 3 of them too.
She went down swinging though. That's what Kobe used to do in his game 7.
How would the WNBA survive without Caitlin Clark for the rest of the season?
You got the best teams left. That's how you survive.
So you got Minnesota versus Connecticut. That's gonna be good.
Yep.
And then it's New York versus Las Vegas. Who you got coming out of?
This year, I actually have. It's tough. I'm gonna say New York. New York has been the best team all year. Honestly, I thought top to bottom. I even thought top to bottom last year had a better team than the Aces, but AJ Wilson. So Breanna Stewart won MVP last year, and AJ Wilson used that as motivation, pretty much to win. So this year, her motivation is being she had a 4th place vote last year for MVP. She got named as MVP now. She still has motivation, but I believe the Liberty just they got one more year together of experience. That was the first time their team came together. I think this is if they don't beat them this year, I don't know if they're going to beat the Aces. Put it that way. I think this is a year.
This is New York is Sabrina
Ena Esco, Breanna Stewart, and the other girl, Jonquel Jones. She won an MVP before too, the center.
Okay.
Jonquel Jones.
Yeah.
And they also have another girl they played with Candace Parker in Chicago when they won the championship. I can't think of her name right now, but she's the shooter.
It's the lady with Minnesota, the Collier. I think her name is somebody.
If it's Collier.
She went off like 40 something.
And she had 38 the first game and 42 the second game.
She cold. But yeah, WNBA playoffs is rolling. I like it. I love it. I'm gonna tune in. Yeah, I can finally sit back and watch my WNBA, man. Unbothered.
Yeah.
Man, I saw something the other day when they were saying that some lady played for the Sun.
Caitlin
in the eye or something.
Yeah.
And then I go on YouTube to just try to find a clip of it. And it's all this stuff. Some dude, the headline of his video literally said, the lady for the Sun participated in an anti-white racist agenda. So I'm like, what in the world? What are we talking about, bro? But yeah, man. So it's disgusting the stuff you see on YouTube right now,
man,
about Caitlin Clark. And let me ask you this, man, just about Caitlin Clark. Had to discuss with somebody on Facebook. She's done a few things to be like, all right, knock it off. Like, because for this particular lady that poked her in the eye, she was like, that wasn't intentional. And she just kind of rolled her eyes at it and moved on. Do you think she should, or do you think that she has already, or what are your opinions on her? Could she be doing more to kill some of this bullshit?
I say yes and no. I seen an argument like that on Twitter today, as a matter of fact. They were like, but she needs to speak out more, right? And I think we spoke about before, it's like racist people are racist people. I guess, right. And that the reason I say yes and no, yeah, she could speak out more. With the I don't believe it would help. I think racist people are gonna do racist people. They're gonna be who they are.
She came out and supported
but she can say more.
When she came out and supported Kamala Harris, they turned on her. Some of them turned on her. So I would like to see her just say, I would literally like to see her have a press conference, just be like, oh y'all, just knock it the hell off,
Yeah.
man. Like I'm not with. I appreciate y'all's support, but some of the stuff y'all are doing, that's not me.
Crazy.
That's not how I get down. These girls are all, we're a sisterhood. This league is a sisterhood. Nobody's out here trying to attack me. Nobody's out here trying to bully me. Nobody's picking on me. I'm coming in. I came in as a heralded player. I'm coming in with a lot of attention. I'm going to be headhunted. That's just the way it goes. It's a very competitive league. I think she could do some things to denounce a lot of things and to separate herself from these things. Not particularly feel like she has to. I don't know, but she can. It is possible.
Yeah. That's why I say yes and no. She can. Yeah. But I think if I was in her shoes, well, that's just me. I don't care anyway, so I win. But she couldn't. With Westgate, we are black. She's white, so it's a different. It's a difference. I don't know. I can't relate.
Right. Speaking of being in her shoes, man. Number 3, Ja Morant. A lot of people are going to be in Ja Morant's shoes. He has a new shoe that came out on Thursday at 9:00. It's only available on the Sneakers app. It's not available on Nike, which means Anthony Sain would not be getting those.
That's why someone put tweet that said got like the little got him picture. Yeah, I figured it.
Sneakers. Sneakers, of course, is the where the elite level shoes go, right? The exclusive go.
Right.
And somebody told me that with Nike's CEO leaving, that all that stuff, all that hype beast type stuff is kind of part of his thing. And they hope that whoever comes in now gets rid of all that. Because they said that Nike has been focused on just making a bunch of casual shoes, and they're actual performance shoes. They're putting minimal effort into those. And they said they hope that whoever the new CEO is makes some of those changes. Case in point, just being honest, is this Ja 2 shoe, which looks like the Kobe 13. I don't know what number Kobe they left off on, but these look like if Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, if he had another edition of his shoe come out, that's what this Ja looks like. It looks so much like the Kobe 5, 6, 7s, etc., 8s, etc. I like the shoe. I like it for real. And I like how with the different styles, the little wavy part is different. Like sometimes it's the wavy stuff. Sometimes there's something else going on in that little middle part. This colorway is cool. My plan was to kind of wait these out possibly. I just paid damn near $300 for the blue foam posit. So I said, I'm not paying full price for another pair of shoes. I will wait until they go to regular Nike. I'm from Memphis, so of course I know people that can give me the swoosh discount, so I'll be going that route. But that did not happen. My size 10.5 is gone already in the Ja 2, and that's good. I'm glad that they're selling out. Glad that they're getting about here.
Save you a little cash.
Save a little money. I'll wait till they swoosh them. I'll get the Thanos joints, the Grimace joints. I'll get them when they drop. But what are your thoughts on the shoe? What are your thoughts on this? And it's kind of poetic, man, that the shoe that kind of symbolizes Ja Morant's return or his redemption, right? That people said they're all the jokes, and I made them. I made some of them that when Ja got in trouble, that people were saying that Ja 1 might be a collector's item, and we won't see a Ja 2 and all those type of things. And the Ja 2 is here, and it's selling well so far. And then that happens on the day that Derrick Rose retires. So it's like Derrick Rose leaves, Ja drops the shoe that we call his redemption. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts about it?
I mean, I like the art. I like the actual. I think the one that got released today, I did like that colorway. It's pretty cool shoe. I think it varies by colors. I think some colors okay. And honestly, Ja 1 was like that. It was some colors that was like this color okay, that color was fast. So that's just how shoes go in general. But I think the concept was pretty cool. And overall, just the whole rollout. Hey, it just lets you know he returning. I'm happy for him. I'm glad for us. It's Memphis. And like I said, mostly happy for him that he's turned everything around. He looks better. He seems better. And we got Media Day coming up, so can't wait to actually see him at Media Day. My first Media Day last year, we couldn't talk to him. So I actually I'm looking forward to that.
Had the man locked down, man. Couldn't even get a word in with 12. But yeah, man, good stuff for sure. Like I said, we're gonna take a break, man. When we come back, we'll do this thing called Inside the Same Brain here on the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
Last week we talked about the Memphis Pac-12 idea, and we knew that Memphis was going to come up with a decision. We talked about it last week almost in the light of it being a no-brainer as long as the finances can make sense.
Yes.
Well, seemingly the finances didn't make sense, and Memphis did not end up in the Pac-12. They recommitted to the American Athletic Conference alongside all the conference mates that the Pac-12 was trying to poach. This came down to a $25 million plus exit fee that the Pac-12 was not willing to give you much on.
Kind of in the same vein as the Navy game. Like it's very disappointing in a sense. I mean, obviously you don't want to force an issue like this and end up in a bad position. So I think if all those numbers are correct, I believe they did make the correct decision, because that's just not something financially that the university can take on.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
The NBA also announced an important rule change on instant replay. That if a coach challenges an out of bounds call, the officials now on the out of bounds call can look to see if a foul caused the out of bounds call.
That's a good one.
And they can cause the foul instead of out of bounds.
So it puts a little bit more on when those dudes are, when as soon as it goes out and everybody in the back is reviewing and seeing if, like, they're looking at the coach to see.
Right.
It's one more thing for you to have to look at when you're saying, yeah, it's offense, but hey, did he foul him in order that made it go out of bounds?
Yeah.
But I always say, if you're gonna go review it, you might as well. There's the foul. You might as well call it.
Yeah.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Edge of the Sain show. Shout out again to my homie Ena Esco. The PodBox Podcast Festival going on this weekend is gonna be off the chain. Looking forward to
Podcast Queen.
Yeah,
Podcast Queen.
She's her for sure. Like her show is amazing, man. She's had some of everybody on her show.
Everybody.
Yeah, so it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Including both of us.
Both of us, yeah. And she does a lot to reach back to the next generation, and just not just the next generation, but everybody who's trying to get into the podcast world.
Yes,
She's definitely, keep leaving the door open for, and just, volunteering her time, man, to help people get where they need to go. So, that's the homie for sure. And my first conversation with her was like we were best friends, and I didn't know her like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So shout out to Ena Esco.
She's been hosting PodBox events PodBox events since about 2018, I believe. Yeah. Was the very first one because I went to it.
Talking about, I was like, lady, who are you? Like, what are you doing? But I was like, hey, it's dope. And I'm glad to be a part of it for the first time with this one coming up on this weekend. Time for Inside the Same Brain, man, where we talk about what's on a brother's mind. I saw a video on YouTube, Parish, and this guy was talking about movie villains that we thought one person was the villain, but actually was somebody else in the movie, right? And there was a particular movie that this brother talked about, and the particular movie was A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And if you are black, I know you know what movie I'm talking about. This movie tells the story of Martin Lawrence, right, who plays a character called Darnell. And Darnell was a player, had plenty of women, all these type of things. And he meets this beautiful woman that's a little older than him that comes into the nightclub that he works for. And he pursues this woman, has sex with her, all these type of things. This woman is divorced, all this husband, widowed or whatever. And then he finds out this woman actually killed her husband, and he starts doing some things that trigger her, and she turns into a psychopath, and she tries to kill him, etc. Right? And the whole movie is how Martin, he overcomes this crazy woman, and he gets with the girl, the chicken,
best friend,
the roundaway best friend neighborhood girl. He gets with her, and Martin lives happily ever after. Yeah, with this friend of his from the neighborhood, right? That's what the movie was sold to his ass, and that's how you watch the movie as a teenager kid, however age I was when the movie came out. At the ripe old age of 44, Parish, and not just now. I realize it's not just now. I realized it's a long time ago. Lynn Whitfield played the character of Brandy, right? And she was labeled as the villain, the crazy lady in this movie. She was not the villain of this movie. Now, was Lynn Whitfield crazy? Yes, she was crazy. She was crazy as shit, bro.
I wouldn't say she wasn't a villain. She just wasn't the villain.
No, she wasn't the villain. Because here's the thing. I'm just going off the top of my head, right? Martin, the character that Martin played. Yeah. This woman told her she wasn't trying to date at all.
Yeah, she did.
And I want to say she even told this man that she killed her husband. I want to say she told him that. If I'm not mistaken. But Martin,
I don't think he told him that.
I think he told us.
She told him something. I don't think she told him that specifically.
But check this out, though. Okay, let's remove that whole part, right?
Yeah.
Remove that whole part.
He's still.
Bro, Martin was a flat-footed stalker, man. That man showed up at her job. Then he showed up at her job, her office. Then pretended to be somebody trying to buy a house. Got alone with this woman in a house because she thought that Martin was somebody trying to buy a house. She met her supposed client and this Martin. So he's alone in the house with this woman, which is crazy. Yeah. He finally got the woman, was driving her car around with the other chick on her birthday, did not show up for a date. Like, dude, you asked him to get killed. Like,
it was that.
This woman told you, I'm not trying to do nothing with nobody. You were just determined to get with this woman, sleep with her, and get on about your business.
Yep, there we go on. Yep, that was his goal.
Martin was the villain. Everything he got in that movie, he deserved it, bro.
Yep.
It's another movie the same way, bro. I cannot think of what it is. Oh man,
you said so. Well, different movie. I was about to say Boomerang, not to that same extent, but Eddie Murphy and Boomerang with Robin Givens. Well, she seemed like she was the villain, but it probably was him.
Yeah, exact same thing, bro.
Yep, and he ended up with Halle Berry, same thing, same concept. But
you know somebody else who was flat-foot terrible, bro?
No.
Zach Morris was horrible, bro.
Zach who?
Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, Saved by the Bell. Yeah, of course.
That man was terrible.
He was a menace.
It was enough that I had. I'm trying to find these messages, bro, because I sent this to somebody. Somebody, when you get old, was it Jessica Benson I said this to? Like somebody that when you get older, you look at this story a totally different way than you did when you were younger.
I know you mentioned Soul Food earlier, but I don't
yeah, Big Mama on Soul Food was terrible, bro. Big Mama on Soul Food was terrible. Because she kind of, that family was real divisive, and she kind of was in the middle of all the bullshit. If you go back and look at it. Oh, I got another too. Florida Evans was pretty terrible too, bro.
Oh yeah, she was. Hey, I would also add, I ain't saying I don't think T'Challa wasn't the villain, but I never thought Whatchcall was the villain.
That guy talked about him too. He said T'Challa, not only was T'Challa not the villain, but T'Chaka, what's that T'Chaka, right?
The dad, yeah.
T'Challa's daddy was trash. Like,
right. Because what's Mike B. Jordan character name? I don't know why I'm losing this. He wasn't the villain to me. That's what Yeah, Killmonger. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but T'Challa's daddy was horrible. I'm trying to think of another example. Like when I got older, like damn, I did not look at that movie the same way. The people we thought were the bad guys were not the bad guys.
That's probably almost everything we could think of.
Yeah, go back and watch some of these old movies, man. They've been lying to us. Parish, they've been lying to us, bro. The real villain was in that joint. Somebody said the Smokey from Friday.
Man.
It was like especially Day Day. It's all the characters that were opposite of Ice Cube.
They were trash, but they wanted to put man up. Nah, Debo was a straight villain on that joint. Yeah. Nah, he did set him up with Worm though. So he did. The whole shootout was on Smokey. That was on Smokey. That whole shootout was him. That never happened. So
man, just foul, man. Just setting that man up for nothing. Yeah, man. I can't find the other one, bro. I gotta find it.
I'm trying to think of other movies. I mean, it's so many movies you probably think of. I about to say Training Day, but we all knew Denzel was the villain though.
Yeah, I can't think what it is. But I'm gonna move on though, man. But I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I got tickets to the Tiger game Saturday. I'm wearing my blue, man. I'm true blue, man. I ain't got to be in no fake ass Pac-12 to go to a Tiger game, man. Y'all come to the game, man. Quit playing, bro. Quit playing, man. Support the Tigers. But yeah, Ed Scott, I fool with you, bro. Just know that. Just know that, Ed Scott, I fool with you. For Parish Sharkey, this is Anthony Sain. You better slide up out of here. We'll see y'all next week, man. And we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.